You've asked me a question about that existing practitioner who's really thriving, who's doing well. And what then? What do you do? How do you start to take a look at your future? And the number one thing that I learned out in biotech, where I thought as we were raising money that I could come to chiropractors, to health practitioners that I knew, I thought a lot of those people who were doing well would literally be interested in what we were doing and able to invest in us. And the number one thing that I learned is that so many people, even doing very well in practice, number one, were not financially as established or basically wealthy as we'd like to think. And number two, they had absolutely no exit strategy for their practice. So as you do well, what happens is, if we're not careful, we build a lifestyle versus a life. So now we've got this practice, we've got the practice that we always dreamed of, and it's a great life. I'm not saying that there aren't really incredible things. We just have no plan. We have no plan of what we're going to do going forward. Some people love having the associate model. Some people hate it. But the challenge is that 87% of small businesses are not set up for sale. As health practitioners, you and I all fall into that category. Our businesses are not positioned for sale. Mine wasn't. I didn't have a whole bunch of things in place back then that we kind of look back and go, could have, should have, how did I not know that? Well, because we haven't taken this business approach. So we are a small business in so many cases where we are not established and set up for that future sale. So the real question at this point for any practitioner, and for some of you that might be at 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, but you start to almost wake up and go, what's next? That means it's now time to plan your exit strategy.